Thanks, Joseph. Vancouver City Council declared 2014 a year of reconciliation, an acknowledgement of the BC's treaties process and the healing that needs to happen between the city of Vancouver and local First Nations survivors of colonialism. The city began by recognizing the unceded territory of Vancouver's 3 traditional Coast Salish nations. Unceded is the legal term that means Aboriginal title is a right to the land itself, not just particular resource use. And since most of BC didn't have treaties, Aboriginal title is still the law of the land, literally. So what does this mean for stewardship? A series of Supreme Court decisions have confirmed that the provincial and national governments must properly consult with and accommodate the interests of BC's First Nations before proceeding with developments on traditional territories or things that might impact traditional territories. So how has that robust consultation gone so far? Well, as an artistic metaphor, Celtic artist Ian Reid carved this mask of Yagus, a sea monster figure, gobbling up a trespassing Enbridge pipeline oil tanker. So there's a lot of room for improvement, to say the least. And while cities do not have a seat at the modern treaty table, the recognition of unceded territory is a gesture towards reconciliation, certainty, shared interest, and joint stewardship, and so on. Land rights and resource use have been at the center of colonial tensions with First Nations, Métis, and Inuit since contact. But ecological ethics have been a part of Aboriginal stewardship since time immemorial. Can there be a reconciliation between settler and Coast Salish ecological ethics and management practices with tourism of the Strait of Georgia? While the ground rules for access, rights, and relationships to resources are, of course, specific to each nation, sometimes specific families, overarchingly, Keith Thor Carlson, an archaeologist who worked with Stalo Nation, might suggest we start by asking, what should the world look like in 240 years? What if the voices of our great-great-great-great-grandparents, aunts and uncles, and our great-great-great-great-grandchildren, nieces and nephews, had equal say in decision-making? What would our democracy look like if they, as active citizens, were allowed to vote? If we were equally accountable to not only our future generations, but our pre-colonial past? This is part of what academics might call the 7th generation philosophy, also known as earth ethics or eco-justice or intergenerational ethics. In Hachamilam, the regional language of the Stalo people, the correct term might be Timikoi, a relational word for identity and family bonds between present, past, and future generations. In settler society, since 1994, John Elkington's triple bottom line of profit, people, and planet, which we've pictured on the left, has been the standard for corporate sustainability. The city of Vancouver, for example, has a triple bottom line that fits Elkington's model and incorporates the city's altruistic environmental and social aspirations as well as its economic goals. Notably, though Vancouver's triple bottom line acknowledges Coast Salish unceded territory, it doesn't really include in a meaningful way indigenization or life cycle tourism development anywhere within the actual strategy. And even if it did, can corporate responsibility frameworks really capture Coast Salish stewardship ethics? Increasingly, tourism scholarship speaks about a quadruple bottom line. The literature doesn't always agree on what that 4th pillar is. Is it people, profit, places, and purpose, prosperity, or maybe spiritual and cultural vitality? The jury is out. But Walters and Takamura have suggested that